Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Galatunia and today I'm drawing Pokopia dialogue literally. Now just like everyone else, I've fallen in love with the game, particularly the dialogue, but I've noticed that most of the dialogue in the game doesn't actually have a whole lot of animation to it, which is weird because the rest of the game does have a ton of detail and care put into the animations. So I thought I would take matters into my own hands, and I have saved so many conversation screenshots just so I could draw them myself. Now the one I'm getting ready to show today, I do have to put a spoiler warning for because it doesn't really happen until you've beaten most of the game. So if you haven't gotten there yet, turn back now, bookmark this video, come back when you have. But if you have cleared the story already, I thought what better way to get us going on a cute and fun sketching session than to actually read the dialogue together. What? Chew? Ah, I got zapped. Oops, I'm so sorry. I guess I let out some electricity when I sneezed. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. But your electricity is pretty powerful, isn't it? It gave me quite a shock. Well, thank you for saying so. I just have a hard time controlling it. Electricity is so difficult to manage. I know what you mean. Me, I wish I could shoot out some really powerful bolts, but I still need lots of practice. Hey, why don't you show me what you can do? Maybe I can give you some pointers. Really? That's awful nice of you. Thanks. Watch this, okay? Hey-ya! And this is exactly what I mean. There's no real animation here, just poor Pichu flail. So tingly! Well, what do you think? It's not the most powerful blast for sure, but it's made me go all numb. I've never felt electricity like this. Really? Aw, thank you. Also, sorry, I think I forgot to mention, my electricity might have just a little poison mixed in. That's a big piece of info to leave out. Poor Pichu. And not only that, but this is actually from Toxel's Pokedex entry. Specifically in Toxel's Shield Dex entry, it says it manipulates the chemical makeup of its poison to produce electricity. The voltage is weak, but it can cause a tingling paralysis. And I just love how much attention to detail the devs put into this game. So, I've rambled enough, let me grab my sketchbook. Or I guess I should say 2 sketchbooks, because while the main drawing is going to go in this one, I did do a small concept sketch first. Because I was having the hardest time drawing Pichu. Like, look at how scrungly and ugly that is. I wasn't expecting Pichu to be the harder one to draw because Pichu's literally just circles and diamond shapes. That's it. But Toxel actually came out a lot cuter. I don't know how well you can see that, but I spent a lot of time just doing a style study of Pichu just so I can try and make it not look terrible. So for this particular sketch, I think it would be cute to have Toxel kind of have like a little hand over his mouth, kind of like a tee-hee, because it sounded so proud by the end of the cute little scene. And then I think I want to draw Pichu mid-shock. Like the electricity has just left Toxel's body and is now coursing through Pichu. At least that's the goal. We'll see if I actually manage to pull that off. I'm also going to go ahead and just tape this page. One, to keep the paper from buckling, hopefully. But also, because I have a tendency to draw really big, because I started in like really big 8x11 sketchbooks, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but for like painting in particular, I can get ink on other pages. And that's something I want to do better about, and I need a little more tape over there. It also helps me keep proportions for my drawing in mind, because I am terrible at scale. My sense of scale is awful. So even though I already have this, I need to fix the composition to fit in this square, which is going to require a lot of resizing, and hopefully I can do poor Pichu justice. Because right now it's looking a little rough. I just now realized I drew his little left paw with like 3 digits and he only has 2. Oops. Now it's gonna be hard as I do want the white of the paper because Toxel's little electric sacs, they're white. And it's gonna be a lot easier if I leave that white. That doesn't mean I can't have some of the color pencil showing through. I actually think that'll be really cool because this pink is going to look really good with the purple I've got picked out for him. Probably need to move his little eyebrow thingies down because right now his eyes are like little half circles. So I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm not too worried about leaving extra marks because I'm going to be using my Posca pens today and those are opaque. They're going to cover most of this. I say that and then I look at this. Poor Toxel's head needs to be a lot wider. Yeah, because Toxel's head needs to be like more the width of the body. Because it's big baby face. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. That's fine, because yeah, there needs to be way more space in between here so I can actually fit the little lightning bolt on its forehead. Okay, so, well, it's a good thing this erases well enough. And again, it's a good thing my pens are gonna be. I think I only just need to fix up this side of the face a little bit. Because this side's pretty nice and wide. I don't think it's over here nice and tall. Oh, that, You know what? That's okay. Trust the process. This will look good. For the sake of my own sanity, I am going to do just like it. Okay. Yeah, see? I know what I'm doing. Kinda. Not always. Oh, wait. I know why I gave Toxel these little claws, because his little paw, it juts out in these like little, kind of like his back feet like I'd already done. So that is at least an easy fix. Normally Toxel's looking down and it gives like the little droop going this way, but because I want Toxel looking up at Pichu while poor Pichu is suffering, I'm taking a bit of a risk in making the little button nose point upward instead. And that looks really weird. I don't know, should I show it at all? Because of the angle? I'm not trying to get out of drawing it. I'm very much wondering if perspective-wise it would make sense to actually see it. I don't think it would. That. Oh, that looks silly. You know, I'm going to leave that spike off. Just because at the direction the head is turned, I don't think you would see it. Yeah, that's cute. I'm already wondering if I haven't drawn Pichu's ears fat enough, because Pichu's ears are legitimately ginormous. And even though I'm trying to do movement, I still want this ear looks fine. Now the hard part is I have a really difficult time posing like its little bean body. Like originally I wanted like, oh, it's falling backward, but then it looked really heckin' weird. I mean, I could try it again, but then I feel like the whole thing would have to be tilted. And I don't have liquefied. So let's see. Let's try a little foot here. Just a little foot. You know what? That might actually work just fine for the purpose of today. Because then Pichu also has like these really tapered hands. Not hands, arms. So like you have its bib, fat, and then tapers into its itty bitty paws. Oh, that looks so weird. Pichu, why are you so hard? Because the arm is not that long. Oh, that's why that doesn't look right. The hand should be like here. And then if I want more movement, I need to exaggerate the foot placement. So like, yeah, like that. Like this, and then there we go. Okay, I'm kind of regretting drawing this so dark because this just don't look right. So let's try to lighten this up. I found a Pokemon card. The illustration is by either Konami or Kanami Agata. The text is so hard to read. And I think this pose is gonna help me get what I'm looking for. It throws me off that Pichu has no neck. Why do you not have a neck? I might have to remove the tape. But I don't want to remove the tape. No. Okay, this is what I mean by my sense of scale being completely off. Oh my gosh. I'm not happy with this one either. Pichu is my nemesis. Why is Pichu my nemesis? Man, even with a reference, I'm sitting here looking at it like, what on earth? Okay, I don't think, for the size I've drawn everything, I don't think that a little, unless I have it partly behind, that might be what I have to do. Pichu might have to be partly behind Toxel in order to actually fit it in this frame I've got. I could have moved everything so much lower, but for some reason I decided not to. Okay, I'm gonna give myself one more attempt, and then I'm just gonna try and live with whatever comes up. And I'm gonna try a much more simple pose. This time I'm gonna have Pichu higher in the air than Toxel, because that makes sense. Like, it's getting shocked, it jumps. I kind of want you moving up, but maybe that's not the right call. Maybe I need you looking down. Like you're curling up. You're curling up from the shock. I don't know. I am so guessing. Oh my God, I think we're finally getting somewhere. How is something so simple so... Toxel was fine. Toxel has more details and was fine. Please tell me the thumbs are in the right position. Yes. The thumbs are in the right position. Okay. Like, part of me wants to do the big eye. Part of me wants to go like really cartoony and maybe do like a swirl. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, here we go. Huh. Took me multiple tries, but I think compared to my original brainstorming session today, I think Pichu, at least, is an upgrade. I do want some of this pink to show through in the final illustration, so I'm not going to erase them. I feel like every time I erase and redraw, I'm just making it worse, and then I'm hurting the paper more. And I need to get better at just letting myself live with the marks that I'm making. I do find it funny that Pichu in particular gave me so much trouble, because I used to adore Pichu. This is definitely dating me, but there was the Pokemon Channel game, and one of the, which if you've never played it, definitely dating me here, but if you've never played Pokemon Channel, it was a GameCube game where literally you just watched TV with Pikachu. Like, they had a Shop at Home network, they had basically a Jeopardy parody, but the best one that they had was the Pichu and Pichu specials, which was an actual animated short. I lived for unlocking more of those episodes. Yeah, I forget how you unlocked them, but you only got like one, but you only got one episode at a time, and I was so excited to get a whole new one, and then I would just binge them, like watch them on repeat. I say like way too much. I also had, back during when Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Silver were the main games that were out at the time, there was a special event for the spiky-eared Pichu from the Pichu and Pichu short in the Pokemon Channel games, and because that game allowed you to walk with your Pokemon out and they followed you, I had little Pichu follow me everywhere. Because this was post-game, I had already beaten it, so I didn't need it to fulfill anything in particular, a particular role in my team. I just wanted it around because it was so cute, and it reminded me of that game. And then Pokemon did me dirty. Because when Pokemon Home, Pokemon Bank, and Pokemon Home came out, and you could transfer everything. You could transfer everything from your Game Boy Advance games to your DS games, and then online to get to your Switch, right? They wouldn't let me transfer Pichu. And that hurt. That hurt so much. But yeah, they wouldn't let me transfer my spiky ear Pichu. And I know why. It's because it was a unique model, and I'm assuming they just didn't want to bother remaking it. It still hurt. Now I'm kind of debating. I was originally going to do coral for the cheeks and the mouth. But the more art I look up of Pichu, the more, because the older Pichu, like the Pichu art, it's closer to this coral color. But then in more recent stuff, it's more like a hot pink. I'm going to go with coral. The coral's a warmer tone, because Toxel's going to be a lot of cool tones. It's going to be a lot of purples, a gray. I want to do like the cold versus warm on top of the whole poison shtick, so I don't know if I want to do, I don't think I'm going to do the whole mouth in this color. Because sometimes what I like to do is just the pink color inside the mouth. That's a very retro way of doing it. But I feel like if I do it here, then this whole face is just going to be a whole lot of this coral color. So I'm going to break it up with a bit of black there. Which this is actually going to be my first time using black in a while. I've been trying to... See, I haven't even primed this yet. Oh my gosh. Okay. I haven't been using black because I've been trying to get more comfortable thinking of colors differently. Like instead of using black for a shadow, using a navy blue or a dark purple, something along those lines. Now that being said, I do have Prussian blue out. I could try it and see how it looks first before I commit to the black. Ooh, I like that. Yep, black. See you later. See you later. That works just fine. Oh, that's really pretty. I love this color. It does not like to layer much while it's wet though, so I have to be careful about filling in blocks of color. Because I don't want to go over it too much while it's wet, because you can see, well, maybe you can't. Because you can see that it just wants to kind of move around the paper when it's wet. So I need to let it dry first. Cute! And then, kind of wish I had a smaller nib of this, but that's okay. A rougher style will just lend to this poor thing being in distress. Because I always forget. We're going with it. We're going with it. I like that. That's cute. That's funny. We're going with it. I don't know yet if I want to do line art. I don't think I do, because I feel like I rely on line art way too much. Poor little thing. Oh, poor thing. Okay. I'm going to let all that dry, and then I am going to come back and, because I do want some shadows, and I think the best way to do shadows will be to get either an orange or a darker yellow. So I'm going to leave that be for now. Move that out of the way so I can move this page over. We can tackle Toxel's base color. Now Toxel is going to be a little more involved. I'm going to do the main body in lilac, and then I'm going to do like the little diaper and tail in lavender. Then the rest of it, it's mostly gray and white. So I'm going to have to try and be mindful of where I need the white to be. I just now realized, doesn't Toxel have like a bib? It does. Oh, I completely forgot that. Whoops. I better put that in, or I will forget it again. Yeah, Toxel's good. How did I miss that? Toxel is literally a baby. How did I miss the bib? So the bib, the cheeks, the pads on its feet are all white. And then there's going to be a touch of gray. I don't know if it has gray eyes or blue eyes. I think it's gray. I think it really depends on what picture you're looking at. Sometimes it's like this really steely, stony blue. Other times it's gray. So we'll see what we're feeling as we move along. I'm so glad that was dry. I'm just now realizing I probably should have done Toxel first so that I could actually have my hand over here. Whoops. What I might do is come back in a lighter color to do things like skin folds. Like, it's not going to be too detailed. Maybe I won't need it once I get everything colored in. I don't know. This is like this is a prime example of having to trust the process, because it's looking a little iffy at the moment. But everything always does while you're in the thick of it. And I have to get better at just letting myself get through the ugly phase of an illustration. I shouldn't lean. I'm doing that thing where you lean like in Mario Kart, and it's not good for me to do. Really should not do that. Because last time I did that, my shoulder hurt for 2 weeks. because I was putting so much weight and pressure just on that arm and that shoulder to support. Actually, that looks really cute with the pink pencil. This is almost a perfect match. He's looking so screwed up right now. Trust the process. I have to remind myself to trust the process. Okay, I admit I wasn't feeling all that great about this design, but it came together okay. Oh, I know what I can improve. Right here. Can add a little shadow. I am really glad I went with the Prussian blue instead of the black. The black would have been so hard. Okay, I think I can just remove I didn't even need this one. I need to remember to draw lower than I think I do. I always draw too high. I should do a small dialogue box just right here. And the best part about it is I don't even have to be perfect because it's the ditto box, so it's meant to be oblong. So haha, Past Me knew I was gonna want to do something. Thank you, Past Me. We follow the old adage of no such thing as mistakes, only happy accidents, or we try our best to anyway. Bob Ross would be proud. I was definitely muddying this lemon. Oh, not lemon, sunshine yellow. My bad. I don't even have the tag fully in this main place, but I can fix that. I can fix it. I need to make it a little fatter anyway. I'm not going to be able to do it perfectly because I don't have as much room. But that's fine. Yes! Yes! That is exactly what that needed. I love it. I am even gonna go around this in the pink pencil, even though it has nothing to do with the in-game dialogue box, just to tie it in with the rest of the piece. Actually, while I'm waiting for this to dry, I know exactly what I need to do. There's one more thing. See, now I'm at the point where I'm having fun. I figured out most of the problems that I had, and now I'm just at the part where I'm having fun. But if I do this again, I now know the bottom's going to have like a little dialogue box. Okay, this wasn't fully dry, but that's all right. Good enough. It's done! Move tape out of the way a little bit. It's done! Oh, there's so much I can improve, but that's okay. This is actually really cute. This pulled it together. This entire time I'm sitting here worrying that I made a big mistake. I put everything too high. The composition looked weird. A simple, wobbly ditto circle was all I needed to make it better. And I absolutely want to do it again. You saw the screenshots on my Switch. If you would like me to do more of these cute little Pokopia dialogue illustrations, please let me know in the comments below. As a matter of fact, Because there's so much dialogue, chances are I haven't run into all of it yet. So if you have a dialogue conversation that you would like me to look at, also point me to where I could find it. But otherwise, that's going to be all from me today. So thank you all so much for spending your time with me today. And until next time, see you then. Bye-bye!